Alright, I'm going to do my first video of Coco here, even though I haven't been able to put my hands on her yet and wipe out her eyes, which I would always like to do before we have the video. So, Coco is a 10-year-old kitty. She's lived with her owner, I believe, from the beginning. Her owner received a terminal diagnosis and was unable to interact with her anymore per doctor's instructions, so she spent some time having to be closed in a bathroom. So she's had some real losses, the loss of her life as she knew it, and now of course the loss of even the environment that she was familiar in. Hi. She came down to us yesterday. She had a tough trip. It was from the New York City area. She was a bit agitated during the trip. Her right eye looks a little funky to me. The iris is a slightly different size, but and that's going to need to see. We'll see a vet again. She did see a vet before she came to us. We'll see our vet, but I'm not going to press. Well, it's the holiday weekend, so I will see the vet as soon as the vet opens next week. But I'm not going to push her as far as handling her, touching her, or insisting on much. I want her to just settle in and relax a little bit. So she's got a nice cage with a big comfy bed. She is eating, so that's a great sign. So she's eating wet food, offering her dry food as well. I suspect we have some herpes in the eyes, so when we see a cat that's this age with really runny eyes, it looks like maybe that's been chronic. That's usually the herpes virus, very, very common virus seen in kitties. Contagious technically to other cats with prolonged contact. Hi, it's okay. I actually don't want her exiting the cage right yet, so I'm going to kind of block her exit. I want her to stay put for just a bit longer. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Not contagious to humans. I was talking about the herpes virus, so not something you have to worry about, but again, it's a really common rescue virus. Usually what you do is you just wipe their eyes with a warm cloth each morning. We have several other cats here that came in like this as well. Again, typical in the older cats, typical many times in the purebred cats. This girl has a thicker kind of a flannel coat, what I call, which means not the very sleek coat of the purebred Siamese, but more of a coat. It's just a thicker, plusher coat. Would benefit from regular brushing and combing. She did have some mats that the vet was able to remove. Overall was well behaved at the vet, though timid, and just looks overwhelmed and a little bit taken aback at all the changes. So that's again not surprising. We're not even at the 24-hour mark. The type of home we're going to be looking for this gal, most likely only cat. She's been an only cat, so we'll just kind of see how that plays out. Could probably take us a week or two to kind of identify whether she'd be okay with a laid-back male. I wouldn't put her with a female. A quiet home for sure. She's used to just one person, so I'm going to kind of say one or two people in a quiet home. This is not a cat suited for small children. And again, we need to get to know her once she settles in. It's really a good sign to me that she's kind of interested in leaving the cage, and that she's eaten right away. So those are always really good signs of underneath a well-adjusted cat, but you know, just an initially overwhelmed one. Hi, sweet pea. Hi. I know. So I'm going to give her another day in her cage, I think, and then probably tomorrow let her loose in the ISO room where she is and let her wander around, and then we'll start to get a feel for what she's like personality-wise. And once we can handle her without any concerns on her part, and again, you don't want to rough house with them or handle them at all. Rough house is the wrong word. You don't want to insist on handling if they're not ready yet. This is part of kind of just building the trust. But then we're going to get her into our vet. We're going to get some blood run because she's at 10. So we'll see what's going on as far as kidney values and all that go. That may not be for a week because I want her to be settled in before we do that. But we'll have additional information. Cats that are 10 plus in our program go home with a great medical portfolio. They've had everything done as far as a blood panel goes, thyroid check, urine check, dental work if it's needed. If extractions are needed, we do that. So it's really kind of a deal. All right, Pumpkin, you stay. You stay here right now.